Joining us once again from Miami on the phone now, Tucker Carlson. We're having a satellite problem. Tucker, thanks very much for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure, Steve.
Okay, as I was saying a moment ago, you have a couple of people who work at Media Matters currently and have left there, and so you've wound up with email and like a three-year plan on how to destroy Fox News, right?
We have all kinds of information from inside Media Matters, without question, yeah.
All right. In today's installment, you started yesterday over at Daily Caller. Let's talk a little bit about this. From this intercepted email, or an email, I should say, that was provided to you, Media Matters would hire private investigators to look into the personal lives of Fox News Channel staff. What's the thinking behind that?
Well, the email begins by pointing out that I'm quoting now, the progressive movement needs a new enemy. George W. Bush is gone, quote, we don't have John McCain to kick around anymore. They need someone to hate, and the idea is that Fox News makes a convenient group to hate and raise money against. And so this is a plan to discredit Fox in the eyes of its viewers, and one of the ideas in this memo is to send private investigators to look into the personal lives of Fox News anchors, reporters, staff. This includes you, Steve, and also network executives. Also gathering opposition research on those same people, attacking them on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, putting yard signs outside their homes, putting a mole or several moles inside Fox News, hiring Michael Moore to make an anti-Fox documentary. The list goes on of ideas to discredit Fox.
Yeah, no kidding. And, of course, Tucker, what we have talked about over the last number of months here on this program and across the channel as well is that while Media Matters say that they are a watchdog, clearly by a lot of the stuff that has been presented, they seem to be an extension of the Democratic Party. And now for this tax-exempt organization to do this, where they're going to hire private investigators to look at, to dig into people's background, that seems crazy. Tucker?
It's pretty over the top. I mean, I guess I would use the term Nixonian because that's what it is. This is the memo compares this to a presidential campaign, but no presidential campaign, no sane politician would ever engage in something like this because in some cases it might be illegal, but in all cases it's over the top and wrong and embarrassing. And by the way, most corporations would never allow an employee to put something like this in print. This was in an email. I mean, electronic communications, that's a leaky medium. People do not write stuff like this down. Right. And yet they did. And a whole host of cloak and dagger plans against Fox.
And by the way, we should point out we've settled the satellite issue. We can actually see you again. Yeah, very nice. Brian went into the back room and connected those wires.
Sorry about that.
Good job. One of the other things, though, that is very disturbing is you report that according to this email, they wanted to do opposition research on Fox News Channel staff and executives. Now, we're not talking about people who are on TV presenting the news. We're talking about people who work behind the scenes for them to dig around in their personal lives and find stuff that they could embarrass the channel with, right?
That's right. And all of it is fair game. We have another memo, which we ran yesterday, that lists people by name. Producers at Fox, all of whom you know. I know them, too. It's amazing that Media Matters knows who they are. But individuals who the public has never heard of who produce shows at Fox. And these are all people that Media Matters was planning to look into and apparently into their personal lives as well. Not that they would find anything, but the idea of it is pretty shocking.
No kidding. And I understand that part of the memo said that there was the worry that Fox might retaliate. And as we talked about yesterday, the founder of Media Matters, David Brock, a guy who was worried about his own personal security, he thought that a right-wing sniper team was going to take him out. And as it turns out, his personal assistant had a Glock illegally in his pocket protecting the boss.
That's exactly right. That in addition to two other bodyguards who acted as Brock's drivers. No, I mean, the level of paranoia around David Brock was really, really remarkable. When you have your personal assistant carrying a Glock to meetings, you know that, maybe maybe it's time to decelerate a little bit. That's not a good sign at all. And I can tell you, as someone who lives in Washington, I've never heard of anything like that before.
Yeah, it is crazy. And once again, folks, this organization gets tax-exempt status. Thanks, IRS. All right, Tucker Carlson, you can read all about it at dailycaller.com. Thank you, sir, for joining us live, finally, from Miami.
Thanks, Steve.